Hey, Ted here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin with Elliott Wave Theory. A couple of advertisements here at the start. I've finally completed the Elliott Wave and RSI Advanced course, so if you want to master the RSI and want to learn how it can be utilized properly with Elliott Wave Theory, check out the course on Udemy. I've also founded Countertrend Capital with these guys over here, so if you are looking for signal service and more education, check us out here on countertrendcapital.com. And lastly, if you want to educate yourself and support me, you can take a look at Patreon, where you can find Elliott Wave Basics course, access to weekly live streams and extra content overall. Thank you for your support. Let's get into the charts next. So here we are on 4 hour time frame for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what we actually have here as in the forms of counts. So main idea, today I'm going to just present the main count that I'm going to go with, which is this ABC going up, which has potentially completed. Now the invalidation for that idea, that this is not a wave 1 or 5th of the C wave, is down here. At this moment I don't think this structure here is finished, although it looks decent here on higher time frame. On smaller time frame, if we break it down into smaller degrees, I don't think it's done. But the overall premise is that, or the overall idea is that we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, like so, and this would be the 5th, or wave 1 or 5th. So again, that is the overall idea. Currently, the way again I would label is this. We've seen this plenty of times, again talked about how we can have this wave 5 up in here or in here. It does not matter overall. To me, it looks better if we have it starting from here, and that's what I'm going to go with. Now, smaller time frames here, I have it like this. At the moment I've labeled this again as a WXY down into here, into the least lows. We talked on the previous video that we had this is a potential 3 wave, and a 3 wave here. Not very conventional one, but again it is part of, all these structures are part of the WXYs. That can happen. I've labeled it this way, although there is definitely a way to label it like this as well. I would just label it this way, or even this. Does not really overall matter. The pivot point is still up in these highs. So again, the same idea. Now since then we were coming down, and I did not get the right idea of what this was. I was still in short trades from higher, but I still had no idea what this was. At this moment, I do think that we have to label it as a diagonal. We had a largest structure here as in form of 3, then 3, some kind of 3 in here, and this would be wave 4. And then a wave 5. So we do get that very small divergence at the end. We have that larger divergence, which would be, well, it is very common to see in these kind of situations where we have a very large move in comparison to the next, and this fits very well into the idea of this being a diagonal in my opinion. And then we would have another 3 wave up, and then some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into these lows. There is a chance where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. However, again, if we are comparing the sizes of wave 4 to that wave 2 here internally, you can see that there is no real correlation. So that's why I would be labeling it like this at the moment. Now, overall, again, as this is a 5 wave move, or at least looks like 5 wave move, we have extended quite a bit. We have gone to the 2 to 1 extension. So that means that it is more likely to be a wave 3 than a wave C. There is a chance that this is done as an ABC. We have gone beyond the 0.618, which is again the minimum extension for this larger WXY. Note the color here, and then we'd be looking to go higher here. I have a long setup just before I started recording this. As we got this drop, I got alerts. I got in based on the XO charts showing me that there was a lot of people trying to short the bottom here. So as we got back in here, I was confident that okay, I'm going up, and I took that position against these lows, and it's still printing money here. We got exactly back into the same range, which is somewhat telling me that we might be in a range for this weekend. Now, what would that mean? That would mean most likely, and how it would fit this count would be this B wave. It's very simple. At this point, again, generally the weekends are very sideways actions since there's less volume. So a very sideways wave B, or even just something like this, I would not be too surprised. Again, before that, I would expect this wave 4 to be done, and then fifth wave here, get that divergence going, and then do this very sideways movement here inside this wave B before potentially Monday dropping down again. Now, time wise, let's see, 1-to-1, we have hit the 38.2 here, which fits the idea of this being an ABC as well. So again, we have hit the minimum target in time and in price. So again, we have to be cautious of this. Of course, the current invalidation for the short setups or shorts would be up at these highs, because we don't want wave 4 to come back to wave 1 highs. Of course, for the long setups, this would be the ultimate low. But again, depending on the way you are going to be trading this, you might be having your stop loss here, like I do. The 1-to-1 that I was talking about would be Monday. There definitely can be a bit longer wave B here, taking all to Monday and even next week, start of it and before this last leg here, if that is going to happen. We don't know. The invalidation for the idea of this being a wave 1 of that fifth is very close. So again, keep that in mind. We might want to go some kind of short, long position here, just with the idea of this being a wave 1. However, again, as the low degree wave count does not really agree with that completely, at least the probabilities of it don't, I'm still looking for lower prices. Now, where am I looking at those? Well, we have a lot of different levels. 1-to-1 would be basically at these lows. This would entail us that we can have some kind of swing failure pattern on these lows here, and then we would be starting to move up. This move here for me is corrective. It does not mean that we can't have a multi-way structure downwards. We can still create that diagonal in here. This would be wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and create that diagonal look here. But again, that is very high time frame in comparison to these moves. The other scenarios or other targets would be below here. We got naked point of controls, dailies, TPOs, a lot of different things with the Fibonacci extension. What we else want to see is wave B first, and then we can take a look at if we have some confluence with the 1-to-1, 1.236 or even lower targets. But we can talk about those later. Again, I think this is what the update that I wanted to bring you guys, and we'll see how that turns out. Again, Bitcoin just took out the high, and we'll see how this turns out. Again, minimum target hit. We'll see how that reacts, and if we are going to be starting this fifth wave down. But yeah, that is it. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes and comments on this video. And if you want to learn more, there's a link to my Patreon and Discord on the description below. Check out Udemy course if you want to learn about the RSI and Elliott Wave Theory together. And check out CTC for the signal service. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.